Hi friends, my name is Christopher Joseph Brunt. In 2010, after rumblings and gloomy possibilities of personal businesses being compromised by overhauled Idaho state policy, the possibility of these things became a reality. That year, myself as well as many Idaho business people were fighting a California billing provider called Molina Healthcare Solutions. And at the same time, our state of Idaho was also contracting a transportation organization provider from the state of Colorado. My company, Select Transport Service, was a non-emergency medical transportation company and was directly affected by these changes. By the time I was able to address both out-of-state company policies, I couldn't save my business. And due to the overhaul that year and the outsourcing of Idaho jobs, I lost 100% of my clientele in a matter of days. So I went to the polls that same year, with every intention of sending a clear-cut message to the legislators and the governors of my state. Unfortunately, despite my motivation and desire, I wasn't able to achieve my goal, because I arrived at the polls and discovered that I had an absence of choice. After leaving the booth frustrated, it was clear to me that we needed new candidates. We needed a choice. And that new candidate would have to have a sense of right and wrong and a clear-cut draw towards providing representation to all the people of the state. New candidates were going to have to hold true to the ideals of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for every single Idahoan, while having respect for Idaho-based businesses run by Idahoans. After realizing this, and having gone through all of these defining moments that I've just mentioned, I have come to an understanding that if anyone's going to take a stand for the right things in my state, it might as well be me. And so now I find myself running for election to the Idaho State Legislature in 2012. Now, as the spark that started my political activism, the outsourcing of potential Idaho jobs to other states has inspired the first step of my journey towards running for state office. The loss of my business in 2010 sparked a desire to see the right candidates in office and to become more aware of the people I elect to represent me. With the inclusion of Molina Medicaid Solutions, a California company, and American Medical Response, a Colorado company, our governor and legislature showed an arguable amount of disdain for Idahoans and their ability to perform an essential task for the day-to-day functioning of our own state. Through these decisions in this legislation, we lost jobs, we lost in-state revenue, and we lost control and direct interaction with local providers. So I went to the polls in 2010, as I said, where there was a lack of choice. To give you an example, let's look at this. This is a sample of the ballot, and the highlighted boxes are the boxes that I had a chance to vote for in 2010. Well, as you can see, we'll zoom in here, they're all Republicans. There's some Democrats, but there's no choice. There's no third-party representation. I ended up voting for all Democrats. I'm not a Democrat, and I don't agree with the Democratic platform entirely. So I left the voting booth that year feeling frustrated, like I hadn't been represented, and I had a burning desire to find someone to represent me in the next election. Well, at that time, I started to develop a basic sense of core beliefs. And my basic beliefs on the state of my state and the state of the nation are that certain industries are corrupting us all, and they should not be based on being industries. These industries are government, medicine, education, law, and religion. All of these services need to be based on philanthropy and humanitarianism with a top priority to benefit mankind. And government can be the first place to start the transition to this. So in order to facilitate that, there are necessary processes which I currently support as a candidate for state office. I believe that we need to draft legislation which limits and restrains political campaigns here in the state of Idaho. With a limitation of, say, $1,000 for contributions and $1,000 to expenditures, political campaigns would cease to be about money and would begin to be about actually learning about the candidate, and the candidate going out and not just putting yard signs everywhere, but meeting the people, hearing their concerns. We can also limit the exploitive and disconnected nature of our legislative and executive judicial branches here in Idaho. We limit all salaries in these three branches to match that of the average Idahoan. Currently, this is a list of all the salaries. Let's zoom in on that. Now, our governor makes a six-figure salary, and our state appeals court justice makes a six-figure salary, with everybody else in the executive and judicial branch coming very close to also having a six-figure salary. But the average Idahoan makes $46,000 a year. I believe that we can limit government's spending and their disconnected nature with the rest of us by forcing all of these people to make the same amount of salary, to make the same salary that the rest of average Idaho does. I also believe in supporting and defending the inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The best way to do this is to levy an addition of sexual orientation to the Idaho State anti-discrimination laws, because I believe wholeheartedly that no Idahoan or United States citizen should be limited in their ability to put a roof over their head and food on their table by their government or employer. At the end of 2010, with a loss of income and stability, a disappointing reality check at the voting booth, and a final straw effort to create representation that I feel like I would like in my home state, I am pleased to stand as a choice for responsible restrained government, lower taxation, and the protection of the inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all Idahoans. I am proud to stand as an option for the Idaho voter to move in all those directions. I am the only candidate in my district to address state sovereignty, the defense of inalienable rights, and the restraining of government through political finance limitation. It's a pleasure to be right where I am. As a lover of life, a lover of liberation, as a lover of the uninterrupted pursuit of happiness, it's my distinct and honorable pleasure to stand tall as a principal choice for the people of the state of Idaho in District 33. My name is Christopher Joseph Brunt, and I am the Libertarian candidate for the Idaho State House of Representatives, District 33, Seat A. I hope to have your confidence in November, and I hope that you'll consider hiring me to represent you in Boise and bring a voice back to the people of District 33 that has been so lacking these last few years. Thank you for your time. Vote smart. Vote your conscience. We'll see you at the polls.